Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Friday, January 31st. We got a special Super Bowl edition of the TCF Morning Show, and I am joined by Matt at schools_01 on Twitter, and I am also joined by Boomy at Boomy TCF. You can follow me on Twitter at ZLilja, LILJATCF. The main page is at typical_Chicago. Instagram, Facebook, type in typical Chicago fans and follow us on there. Go to YouTube, type in typical Chicago fans, subscribe to us on there. Watch our videos. We put all the TCF morning shows and the typical Chicago fan podcast on there. Wherever you get your podcast from, go on there. Search for typical Chicago fans. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to us on there. Like I said. Or if you are on Spotify, follow us. Or if you're on Apple, subscribe, rate, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe. 5-star rating, please. And leave us a review. Let us know what you think. You right over there, Boomy? You going to make it?
Yeah, man. A little tickle in my throat.
I was just making sure.
I appreciate you looking
but
out,
thank
man.
you to our sponsor, The Muddy Otter. Go to themuddyotter.com. This is their beautiful mug right here that Hannah made for us with the beautiful logo on there, and the Muddy Otter on the bottom. If you want some more products like this, and some of the other woodworking and pottery that Hannah and Mitch have made in the lab, go on to themuddyotter.com or go on their Facebook and Instagram page. Follow them on there for all their updates on everything going on with the Muddy Otter. And also, it has come out today. It's the big news. The Score Trader app has been updated to the politics side. We'll get more of an ad read for Monday's show. But if you want to go on there and start taking a look around on it, it has been updated. So it is getting ready for the Iowa caucus, as Boomy has told us. But Boomy will be taking that over for the TCF crew. But we will get an ad read from Owen. And we will also have Boomy getting himself set up and ready to play on Monday. So look out for that. But before that, go on to the Apple Store. Find Score Trader on there. Download the app and make your account. It will not be for money. I was wrong about that in the past. I am sorry. But it is not for money. But it is for fun, just to kind of get you ready to go, because March Madness will be coming up here. It just kind of gets you used to it, and it's exciting. It's always fun to, if you, like I said, if you're into politics and you're also into daily fantasy.
And not even that, even though there's no, money involved, like you should be involved in the political process,
And if you're not a fan of Boomy's and you want to beat him, this is what you can do. You can always go that route
there's
too.
probably not going to be many people that fall into that category.
No one. But also follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But yes, this is our Super Bowl 54 episode, or not episode, show. It is we're gonna be putting this out Friday and also Saturday morning. Kind of throwing it at you twice here. I think me and Boomy will also be doing a typical Chicago fans podcast where we'll be kind of talking more about the Super Bowl. But right now, as a morning show, we will be talking about it. But boys, the best part about a Super Bowl, it's always the props. It's always the props. You don't even have to like football to like some of these props. Non on the field or in the game. It's one of those things. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at my a website, and it's just first touchdown, various touchdown mark. It's just warm-up props, general props. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You can go into each team like, will they score in every quarter, yes or no? The amount of yards, rushing yards, passing yards, the field goals, the longest field goal, every little nook and cranny. And then also we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about the non-football stuff. And I got to give a shout out, my guy, Mason Kimberly. He puts a prop bet contest together. And it's a lot of there is some in-game stuff, but I think the coolest stuff is the stuff outside of the game and just the kind of the whole experience.
Are either of you guys big square guys?
Yeah,
Super Bowl
not on the
squares.
Super Bowl.
Not on the,
I'm a
why?
big square on the NCAA tournament, but
Okay. Why?
Yeah, I
Why?
got I'm always in a couple squares. You gotta get
Always.
in a couple every year, don't you?
If you wanted to make some money, you just follow me around like the next day or two and just ask me if I want to buy a Super Bowl square, and I'll most likely buy it because that's just extra action to have on it while you're also gambling on it another way. So that's just kind of scary to think about because you don't really think about it at first. You get going. You're kind of starting to get into the Super Bowl party. Maybe you've had a few beers. You got about an hour and a half until the game starts, and everyone's kind of looking around at their whatever their book is saying on what the props are, and you just start betting, and you see the heads and the tails and how long the national anthem's gonna be, and it's just what's the color of the Gatorade is gonna be after the game, and
the
you
one I'm looking at here, what color will Demi Lovato's outfit be?
and the next thing you know, you spent $300-$400 on stupid props, and then you're like, well, hopefully half of these bets hit, because
Yeah.
some of them are literally a coin flip, and it's a good time, but it's also one of those times you gotta sit back and make sure you don't gamble on too many prop bets, and that's coming from a guy like me who is most likely going to be the person that is going to. Heads minus 105, tails minus 105. I was hoping there'd be like the book would almost go one where it like knew that heads or tails had like an advantage or not. But what are your guys' favorite? Let's start before the game props, before even the coin toss.
Okay, the one like I said, I got to look at here. Demi Lovato's outfit, primary color. It's in Miami. Blue is getting plus 300. I'm going to click that one in. And I mean, there's everything that you can ask for. Will a player take a knee during the national anthem? Will a player raise a fist during the national anthem? The length of the last word of the anthem over 5 seconds. The color of Demi Lovato's microphone. Will she wear a skirt, short, dress, or gown, or any other bottom wear? Like, that is insanity. Absolute insanity.
Here's a couple good ones for you. The total number of Donald Trump tweets on the day is over under is 13.5. Under is getting minus 165. What will happen to the price of Bitcoin during the Super Bowl? If it goes up, it's minus 135. Less is minus 105.
What?
You got stock market odds here. We got, will Nike release a commercial with Colin Kaepernick during the Super Bowl? No is minus 1,200. Yes is plus 6.
Oh, I kind of like plus yes.
I kind of like the plus 600 there. I think they might.
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Will Andy Reid coach the Super Bowl in a Hawaiian shirt?
No, it's a
minus 10. Minus 10,000.
There's it's plus 10,000. Will Kyle Shanahan blow? Was it a 20?
A 28-3 lead or whatever.
Will he blow that again? Plus 10,000. Wouldn't imagine if that hit.
Just like $2 on that.
$2 on that would be insane.
Do you guys jump in on the coin toss stuff?
Yeah, I'll always throw like one way or the other. It's just always fun to your first, or I guess if you do the national anthem, your second or third prop bet is the coin toss. I always go. Usually, tails never fails. That's usually what I go with. Mostly.
I don't.
You guys ever done any of those like cross sport?
Yeah.
Props?
I was listening to
Yeah.
Camping Company today. It was like what was it? Greg Kittle's receptions to a hockey game's goals.
Yeah.
This one I was looking at was Travis Kelce receptions or Ricky Fowler final round birdies.
That's a good one. I honestly like those a lot. Those are fun.
It's Kelce is minus 160. Fowler's the dog on that one.
Like I said, and then if you're golf, you love that because now people are watching Ricky Fowler
Right.
also along with the Super Bowl. So I think those are like hockey. Now you're focusing on a random hockey game.
Here's a good one. George Kittle and Travis Kelce's total receiving yards versus Georgetown and St. John's basketball total points.
I'm taking George Kittle and
Kelsey.
I'm taking that all day.
They're minus 130. There's very small fave.
I would definitely take that. That's a because like
You guys
imagine if they
there's
go,
always
like,
this one every
they
year.
both have like 70, 80 yards. I guess it's a lot of points. It's a lot of points a basketball team has to score.
This one I always love. Which will be shorter, Demi Lovato's national anthem or the shortest touchdown drive from scrimmage? That's always that's what I've seen every year. That's always a good. Or like whoever
takes the 3 and out usually.
No. Touchdown drive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said shortest drive. Never mind.
So like, that was a pretty interesting because especially if you get like something late or that you got to get up the field really fast, you always got to take that.
Zach, I bet you like this one. Which will be higher, the number of Patrick Mahomes passing touchdowns or the Joker's Oscar awards?
That's
so. Say Mahomes gets 4, Joker wins 3 awards. Mahomes is minus 210, Joker plus 160. They also have the same.
I wonder who makes these up.
Movie 1917 Oscar awards versus total field goals attempted.
This is every gambler's like paradise right now. It's just all these. You could bet on so many different things.
My buddy Mason that does this one has will the infamous video of a 13-year-old Andy Reid in the 1971 punt, pass, and kick competition be shown at any point on the broadcast?
Better.
That's yes. Why would it not be?
Yeah. Will either Jennifer Lopez or Shakira twerk during the halftime performance?
I got one good one here. This one, we were talking a little bit before the Astros and their cheating scandal. Which will be higher, the total number of carries by Damian Williams, the running back for the Chiefs, minus 200, versus the number of times Alex Bregman's hit by a pitch in the 2020 regular season.
Imagine waiting that bet out until freaking October.
Dude, that bet, I hate to be this way. If it goes over a day, I'm out. Unless it's like a future, like on like a.
I don't play any futures.
Oh, I love futures.
I can't
No. I'm not saying that. I like futures.
Damian Williams is minus 200.
I like futures like a World Series or something like a division, but that's just. I'm not gonna wait around to see how many times you get hit by a pitch.
Alex,
that's insane. If you're betting that, you have a lot more patience than I do.
Yeah, that's insane.
I gotta feel that. I gotta feel like Damian Williams has got to be.
Speaking of odds, boys, I'm looking around on a site, and it has the XFL, the odds to win the XFL championship.
I'm going with whatever team Mark Trestman's coaching.
So there's 2.
It's not 10-man football, dude.
There's 8 teams.
Valid point.
4, 6, 8 teams. I think there is. Why not put $10 on every team? You win some money. $10, $15, because the odds are pretty high for almost every team.
I don't think that would work that way, dude. I think the math would tell you otherwise. Because they're just going to give away free money. It's like if you bought every option, because everyone would just buy every option.
I have thought about that before, though. So Zach, you
can't buy your way out of it. There'd be too much juice on the losers.
Guess you're right.
Do you guys ever get big into the halftime performances? I know we talked about the pregame stuff.
But there's 4 teams that are plus 900. So maybe I should just put $10 on all those teams.
It's J-Lo and Shakira this year.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Halftime shows J-Lo Shakira.
Halftime show.
I'm usually out on the halftime show.
Yeah, same.
I don't.
That's the time to stock up on wings and chili and whatever else is there.
Go.
What about the games? What about the game stuff? What are you guys thinking in the game? We got
Yeah, so let's get
right now. You're
into
saying
our.
Kansas
We'll
City -1.
preview the Super Bowl 54. Previewing Super Bowl 54 with the TCF boys. Guys, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm all in on the San Francisco 49ers. I think the San Francisco 49ers
Whoa!
are
No,
going to win the Super Bowl. And I'm going to tell
no. Give me
you.
Chiefs -1.5 all day, every
Can
day.
I talk?
Maybe.
I mean, I guess.
Well, you just cut me
It
off
is-
like
it is your show.
I wasn't allowed to explain why I was going to give my bet. I just think that
It is your show.
with the mixture of that running game, and I understand people go, "Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo only threw it 8 times." That's because he didn't have to. The guy literally set a single game record rushing yards for the 49ers all-time history running in a NFC championship game. And I just think that people are looking over how good Jimmy Garoppolo is, and how good their wide receivers are, and how athletic their wide receivers are, and how good they can play as an offense mixed in with the running game. And I think that the San Francisco 49ers have a very good secondary that can stop the passing game in a way and then shut down the running game for the Chiefs. So that is my explanation. Matt, you may talk.
Let Boomy go first because I want to hear his argument. I want to hear because I know you guys are. I know you guys are immediately oppo from each other. So let's hear this first because since I didn't give away my pick yet, so let me hear Boomy first.
All right. So first thing, obviously, I think Patrick Mahomes is better than Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm not even saying from the championship series.
I didn't say
I'm
he
not
wasn't
even
either.
taking that in. But Patrick Mahomes in pressure situations has been clutch. And I don't think that the running game is that much like he had a good game. He has not been that consistent all year. Damian Williams has actually had a pretty good year running for an average of 4.5 yards a carry. I just think that Kansas City has more athletes, and that San Francisco. I think it's going to be a very, very, very close game, and I do think it's going to come down within 5 points, but I just think that Kansas City's offense is just too dynamic and is just hitting the stride right now. They just seem to be able. I know they've started.
Say that about a team that's offensive line did with a running back that you said yes has been inconsistent all year. Got the record with the offensive line more got that than the running back. So I think that's what you're more worried about if you're the Chiefs. You're not worried about the running back per se, but you're worried about how the offensive line got him open enough to get those running lanes. I think that's what you're worried about. I think that offensive line is in a way going to dominate the Chiefs.
But I also, and we haven't even got to the over-under, I think this is going to be a shootout. The over is going to hit, and I just think that
if you don't take the over in the Super Bowl, then I don't like it.
I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think Kansas City just has more firepower on offense and is going to be able to shoot it out longer than Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers. I think it's going to come down to who's got.
I really don't think that he has to outplay Mahomes. He just has to not make the mistakes. I don't think he
that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you're going to pick either one of those quarterbacks that is more prone to make a mistake, do you think it's Jimmy or do you think it's Pat Mahomes? I think it's Jimmy.
I guess you would say that, but I'm not going to sit here and say that Jimmy Garoppolo is not. He's proven that he's a pretty good quarterback in this league. They were the definite best team in the NFC pretty much all season. And
yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and say that. I think Patrick Mahomes is a very good quarterback, but I also think that Jimmy Garoppolo could keep up with them for sure. Matt, go ahead.
I got to throw this number out. 3-5. That's Andy Reid's record off of bye week career. Playoffs included. Weeks. Playoffs included. He is 23-5.
He's very good at planning games, you'd say. But
He's a phenomenal coach, and he's got a phenomenal quarterback. And that wide receiving core is absolute burner. Richard Sherman, they got San Francisco does have a good secondary.
Yeah.
There's 4 legit receivers. When you throw a Kelsey in there, and then you throw like what you're getting out of, with Hardman and obviously Tyreek Hill and Robinson, it's ridiculous. They got playmakers just coming out everywhere, and Mahomes is not missing throws. He's just not. Like, the offense is clicking on all cylinders. And if you look at the last half of the regular, the defense was playing a lot better. They started playing a lot better against the run. Their secondary obviously has some holes, but I gotta feel like if it gets into a passing situation, I haven't seen enough from Garoppolo to tell me that in the Super Bowl that he is going to make the necessary plays when it comes to it. If San Francisco can take care of if they can get a lead early on and they can get control of the clock and they can run the clock and they can go ground and pound, that's how they're going to win this game.
Also,
I don't see the game playing out that way. That's why I'm leading Kansas City right now. I haven't decided where I'm actually going to start put a bet in, but right now, if I had to pick at this moment, it'd be betting Kansas City. I just think Mahomes and that offense is just absolutely electric right now.
Also, Zach, the best rushing team in the NFL this year was the Tennessee Titans, and the Kansas City Chiefs handled that pretty well. Held Derrick Henry to under 90 yards.
That's because they were down and they had to come back and throw the ball. That's why they weren't running it as much.
Well, they were up 21-0 though. Tennessee got out to a 21.
Tennessee was.
No, they were not. It wasn't 21-0.
Pretty sure it was.
It was 21-10.
Okay.
No, it was 17-7. I'm sorry, 17-7.
Maybe it was a week before.
They weren't down the whole time.
Yeah, it was Houston. They were down 21-0.
Yeah,
right. I'm sorry. My bad. I was a week behind.
They still held the best rusher in the NFL to under 100 yards. That has to go for something.
Just for that. That's what it goes for.
Held him under 70 yards. Shit, it was even worse than that. I just don't think that San Francisco is a better rushing team than Tennessee, and they handled Tennessee. So if that's what you're relying on, then I just think that gives Kansas City the edge.
I didn't even say that. Did I not say the offensive line? Like, that's what they're going to give Garoppolo time. They're going to give the running game holes. Like, and you guys keep talking about, like, we got Rex Grossman out there playing against Patrick Mahomes. Like, Jimmy Garoppolo is probably top 6-7 quarterbacks in the league right now. Like,
whoa, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's good. I mean, top 5 or
He hasn't proven a whole lot yet.
6 or 7, first of all.
Okay, 6 or 7 even. I think he's got the potential to be there, but I don't think he's done enough yet to say he's in that group. I just feel like, I don't know,
what did he want him to do? Not tear his ACL last year and get to play the whole season out? Lead his team to the Super Bowl and like have the best record in the NFC? Like,
it's not like I'm saying it's going to be a blowout. The fucking line's a point and a half for a reason. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a one-possession game. You
both literally started your statements off by saying, "Oh, we got Mahomes on the other side, but if we got to get into a shootout with the passing game, but then we're just going to lose." I just think that's a weak argument.
Just because it's a shootout doesn't mean it's not going to be a close game.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what you're implying.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that, like, you're trying to say if they had to go one-on-one, that it's just Patrick Mahomes is just magic. I understand he's good, but, like, I don't know. I thought that was a weird argument.
Well, I think saying that you're making it sound like Kansas City is this far superior, or I'm sorry, that San Francisco is this far superior running team, and that's, I mean, statistically been disproven that Tennessee was better, and then Kansas City held them. So
Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league.
Yes. I understand that. Like,
I mean, to you, but like, it's not a crazy argument to rely on the best quarterback in the league to be like who you think was going to shine in this game. It's not like it's outlandish to say Mahomes is going to be like. He's the MVP last year. He's like, I mean, I don't know. It's not like I'm saying it's going to be a blowout. Like I just said, I didn't even know for sure I was going to bet. It's a point and a half. You can't. I don't know how you can commit to either side in like a huge bet because when you get a line like that, I don't think either side is that much better than the other team. I just feel like in a big time situation, I feel like Mahomes just his game and the way he's played in the playoffs so far, he taking mistakes at all. Like his ball is everywhere it needs to be on every fucking throw right now.
All right, yeah, let's move on to our Super Bowl parties and what we think of them. We're having one at Boomy's place on Sunday, so it'll be a good time. I don't know if we're gonna have many people. Matt, what are you doing?
I'm making chili. My work has a chili cook-off on Monday, so a lot of people make it at their Super Bowl party and then bring in like a separate pot of it for the next day. So I got that going on. So I'm gonna cook some chili for that, but then we'll see. I don't know. Probably have some people over.
Yeah, we're gonna be over. What?
Yeah, we keep it. Yeah, we're keeping this. Last year was a little wild with my dad and brother being Rams fans, so we went all out. But keep it simple. Probably doing some salsa chicken tacos and just the typical buffalo chicken dip and meatballs and keeping it.
You said your dad and brother are Rams fans. Is that what you said?
Yes, my dad and brother are diehard Rams fans. Yeah.
That's cool. Were they like in St. Louis too, or is it like just since they moved?
No, my dad started off as a LA Rams fan,
like back in the day, like Dickerson and all those guys.
Oh yeah, he loved the helmets. When he was like,
helmet was sick.
It is and so he became a fan. Obviously, when they moved to St. Louis, they would go to like one game a year, and then obviously then they moved to LA. They haven't been able to go to a game, but they're still that's their number one team. So.
It's always better when your team's involved in the Super Bowl, that's for sure. And unfortunately for Zach and I, we don't ever get to see that.
You guys got anything else on the Super Bowl?
No, dude. I think it's really cool. Like I keep saying, I give a shout out to my buddy, but just get on and make like a random prop sheet, and my dad will probably bring one to our Super Bowl party. It's something that just like we've got everything here from like what will the first commercial be to. Who will have the most total yards, like it's combination stuff, and you can get in on any site or just create one for you and your buddies. I think it kind of just gives you a little extra something, a little extra reason to watch the game. So it's always a fun day. I know it's such a played out thing, but man, do I wish that even if it wasn't the day after the Super Bowl, wasn't a holiday, even if it was just like a mandated late start for the day. Yeah, everybody can't start work till like noon. I would be okay with that
that'd be nice if we had all the day after. Matt, anything else on the Super Bowl?
No, what you said? You guys are playing the over. You said 54.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna tease in the over.
What would you tease it to?
Kansas City plus 3.5 and the over down to 51.5, I think.
I hate to be this way, but I think teasing's the worst. Like, what are you gonna get the odds at then?
I think I got 120. Or let's see.
Why wouldn't you just take it straight up then? Like, I don't know.
Let's see. 120. I got it down to Kansas City plus 4 and the over at 49.5.
Wait, what?
I've never gotten into the teasers. I don't know why. I just never gone into.
I've had a little moderate success, but I'm maybe
I don't know hit a lot of parlays either though.
I went through a parlay phase back when I first started gambling, and that did not end well.
Tease?
You hit any parlays ever, Zach, or no?
A few, but dude, teasing is just so hard because you're not gonna make money on it. Really, it's just you gotta bet a lot of money to win money.
But I've hit like a 17 teaser, and it was like
a 17.
The odds were like. Yeah, but it was like it would do something stupid.
You're
it was like the one game
gambler.
But it was like so.
I understand, but
it was like the game that one of it
to get it 7-team teaser?
It was weird because it was actually the Bears. I had Oakland, and I had teased Oakland down to like plus like 19 and a half. And I think the Dolphins were in there that week, and they were like, I got them teased down to like 37. And it was one I didn't put a whole lot of money on, but it was, I think I put like $5 on it and won like 38 or something.
Zach, you actually nailed it too. We were talking about the tight end total yards a minute ago on that exotic bet. The fucking Kittle is 74. The total is 74 right on the nose.
Wow.
I mean, the only problem is
that number is interesting.
The only problem is, I mean, he only got the ball like once last game, so it's kind of not a good.
That's what I'm saying. If they get in that kind of ground and pound attack where he's like, you know, they're running the ball 35 times again and they're passing 8 to 10 and they're preserving a lead, he's not going to get anywhere close to that. But if they get in a shootout, like we kind of discussed, that he should go over 74.
The only thing I would look at is the Chiefs have gotten off to bad starts the last 2 games, and yes, they've come back, but at some point it's going to catch up to you if you keep having bad starts, especially in a Super Bowl.
No, you're
with
right.
2 weeks off,
for sure,
with a good
That's
team.
That's absolutely true.
They got off. I understand they came back and there was amazing comebacks against the Texans and the Titans, but I think that honestly, out of the teams that they played, this will be the best team they played. Maybe not all year. Maybe the Ravens were better.
No, it is. It probably is.
But I think that you can't get off to a bad start against the 49ers because, yes, I understand Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, the 49ers put a lead in the ground. It's going to be trouble.
Like I said, Patrick Mahomes is, like I said, the best quarterback. But at some point, and like I said, that secondary for the for the 49ers is probably the best he's also seen too.
Yeah.
So like I said, I understand the Chiefs are good. They got Tyrann Mathieu, who is amazing, and their secondary is good too. But I understand with the Chiefs have had success with the running game, but always in the playoffs, it always goes recency bias because you always get hot in the playoffs, and this is when a time you really do want to get hot in the running game, and maybe you spent it all in the last game, but your offensive line has got to have a lot of confidence in itself.
Yeah. The one thing you said that I think you're spot on is the Chiefs cannot get down.
No, you can't get down 21.
Oh, yeah.
Because if San Francisco can get in that type of game where they can run the ball, you're screwed.
Because like you said,
they won't stop running the ball.
Because you said you give them the ball at the 20-yard line, they can just keep running it, and then the next thing you know, it's halftime, and then the next thing you know, it's the end of the third. Then the game is over before you know it. And
I do worry if it gets, like I said, if it gets to a shootout, Kittle's your only weapon, in my opinion, that I think where you have a significant edge over your opponent. Like Kittle is a matchup nightmare for everybody on, the Chiefs secondary. Everybody.
And the only thing is,
because what are you going to do? Put Tyrann Mathieu on him? He's got like inches on Tyrann Mathieu.
Kansas City has like 3 or 4 mismatches.
Did you guys watch the Texans game?
Yeah.
It seemed like at the beginning of the game that the Chiefs players just, I don't know if it was the moment, if it was the cold or what was going on, but they just seemed like they couldn't catch the ball. And dropping balls, and you don't know. I'm not saying it was, but the emotion of the Super Bowl, it's going to be even more than anything they played in their career. I mean, it's going to be.
Yeah, you get the old butt tightens up.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder to catch a football when you're a little bit more nervous before the game. So we'll see. We'll see. It's what all I want is just.
I also always find myself cheering for Andy Reid.
I just want it to be a better game than last year. That's all I care about because last year's game was so bad. It was never a good game. I just want a good game. I want a good Super Bowl. I want a fun Super Bowl. And the commercials need to step it up this year. I thought last year was kind of weak.
They've been kind of weak since like Puppy Monkey Baby. It's been kind of weak. And that was brutal.
If you
listen to the Chicago Dog Walk with that guy Eddie Barstool, he had a Super Bowl commercial. I I think it was the guy who produces them.
Creative.
It was actually really cool to
Yeah,
think
it's like
about
the
the way they
creator
have to
of
think about the customer and like everyone who's watching the game. People they're bidding for time. Like you want the first and second quarter because sometimes the Super Bowl, if you have kids, you got to put them to bed, and sometimes you don't go back to watching the game, and you get more interest in the first half than the second half, and like stuff you really wouldn't think about watching the game per se because you're just thinking, oh, I'm watching the game all the time. But unfortunately for Matt, not unfortunately, but you maybe have to go put the kid to bed. Maybe not interested in totally the second half because that gets around the time of when kids usually go to bed around 7 or 8. Right? What time does the game start? 5?
It's 5:30.
Yeah,
That game takes 4 hours
5:30.
every year.
Yeah, he'll go to bed about somewhere between 7.
So they said that you always try and get those commercials up
And
early.
Would you guys ever be in favor of starting the Super Bowl at like 1 o'clock?
No, I like the time. And I don't want to move it to Saturday. Like
The only
Sunday
reason I would like it to be like
NFL.
noon or 1 is because, like you said, you would maybe get to bed a little earlier, and then if you were drinking throughout the day, maybe the hangover wouldn't be as bad. But if they just made Monday a national holiday,
I think maybe 3:30. 3:30 maybe.
3:30 I wouldn't hate.
but then that, like I said, that would be
And then you lead into Survivor or Bachelor
1
or
o'clock.
whatever. It's gonna
1
be
o'clock out in California. That'd be perfect for them. It's gonna be a
Yeah. But I think we can all agree, though, that this is going to be, at least in our summation, like, this is going to be a good game. I think they got the two best teams. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be less than 7 points.
They got the two. Like I said, I guess you can't. Oh, you would say, oh yeah, they're both hot, but they're both. Like, they both had great seasons.
Yeah.
Like I said, even like with the Titans team, that would have been a little bit different because they hadn't been as dominant throughout the season. They kind of had that push they would have had a push in the playoffs, but I think that we got the best two teams, I would say, in the NFL, and it's going to be a good game. Like I said, if you just want to just say throw down some money on a prop bet like the national anthem or something, just go out there and have some fun with the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is probably the most, it may be the most bet on event ever.
Yes, it is.
It is because I mean, like
I thought I saw that.
The amount of props and the amount of just random betting going on throughout the game, the color of the Gatorade, like it's just nuts.
Yeah,
it's just nuts. MVPs and I think a good a low key MVP this year. I heard on the radio today. I think it was maybe Carmen who gave it out, but it is Nick Bosa.
Yeah,
defensive players usually don't get it, so their value is a little higher. You get a few sacks on Patrick Mahomes, or maybe you make a forced fumble. That gets you the MVP, and you can win yourself quite a bit of money there.
My buddy had like Tyrann Mathieu earlier. You know,
defensive players are good ones, especially in this game. I think a defensive player could easily win the Super Bowl MVP in a game like this. That where if it does, let's say, get into some sort of a shootout that like in the game, that the defense has to make a play, and then that could win the game for them. You never know. They're two very good defenses too, so it's going to be.
Hey, I got to say this: NIU guy Jimmy Ward is actually on. Speaking of the MVP, is actually plus 10,000 to win Super Bowl MVP. So I think I might have to sprinkle just a couple bucks on that.
Might as well. $5 on that. He makes a few interceptions in the game. Boom.
Definitely.
We're rich. We're rich.
Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
You know, like a little scoop and score or something like that.
What a story that'd be, too. You got rich off of a guy you kind of went to school with.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Right? We went to school the same year you did, right?
Yeah, we both. I think he graduated from NIU a year after me.
I got you.
Because I think he was on that Orange Bowl team.
Well, anything else on Super Bowl 54? Any advice for the people? Don't spend too much money, or make sure you bet responsibly, because you know I will be. But like I said,
and you know that the college basketball tournament's coming up here about a month after it, so we might not agree on everything, but like I said earlier, we can agree that it's going to be a good game. We all enjoy the hell out of it. It's one of our favorite days of the year, and just enjoy the day for what it is. It'd be that much, but it's just a game. Like, go have fun with it, man. Go hang out.
Like, that's a Super Bowl, like, you don't even have to watch. Some people who don't even watch sports are just like the Super Bowl. We gotta have a party. Like it's just crazy. Like that's
Yeah.
where everyone goes. It's just party time. Matt, any last
Exactly.
thoughts?
No, man. No, should be a fun night. Should be a good game. I think it'll should be fun. Hopefully, we all hit a little prop bet, some 10-1, 15-1, something like that. Make it a good night.
Yeah, it would be nice to. You always want to like win some money on like the coin flip or something like that. So then you were like, oh, well, maybe some of my bets are already covered.
Get off to a good start. Get the karma rolling. All right.
Because nothing's worse. You got tails, it pops up heads. You lose that one. And then you have like the first score of the game that loses.
Then you're betting live.
Like especially last year I had the over. I mean that wasn't even close. That wasn't even close. That was one of the most boring Super Bowls I think I've ever watched last year. That's all I'm hoping for is just have a good game. Make it a good game. Let's have like an exciting fourth quarter. That's all I need. Make us interested in it. Anything else?
Yeah, I got nothing, man.
So you guys are going Chiefs. I'm going 49ers.
That's my plan right now, but I will tweet out if I decide to flip because I still, like I said, I haven't fully committed to the Chiefs
You
yet.
and Kaplan.
What, being flipper?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really flipping. Said it initially. Like I do like the Chiefs right now.
We're recording this on what is it, Thursday? So
I'm infamous for screw up myself on Sunday afternoon.
But the worst thing is we talking to mics like this, and even if you picked the 49ers, people will just go back and listen to it. And if let's say for some reason I was to go onto the Chiefs and I said, and the 49ers won, then people would just hate on that for that, and I'd probably do the same thing.
Right.
I'm a hater. This has been the TCF Morning Show, Thursday, January 31st, the Super Bowl 54 edition. I've been joined by Matt at schools_01 at Boomy TCF. Wait a minute here. I am going to bring up one more thing that I forgot to bring up. Matt, you only got to say it via text message, but I want to talk about your disappointment in Boomy real quick. And
my disappointment in Boomy stems from the the rat himself in Durham, North Carolina. One coach Mike Krzyzewski and Boomy's grandstanding for the awful human being that
yelled at young students
for saying "sit with us." They were chanting "sit with us" to Jeff Capel. What that meant was that's what they chant to recruits who are on visits at Duke, meaning "sit with us, come be one of us."
And then
if you take that
Coach
as
K goes
get
over
off
and
the floor
tells
coaching,
them,
"Come sit with us." Is that really something to come out and storm across the floor like I'm the white knight hero? Let me turn these kids, these deviant millennials, into fine, upstanding gentlemen and ladies, graduates from Duke University, because I'm Mike Krzyzewski. Give me a break. The crazy
thing
dude.
is, though, like they're saying,
come on.
They're like, sit with us,
This guy's
and then
such a
he's
fraud.
going over there and saying he's one of us. It's like that's what they're saying. That's pretty much what they're saying.
He's one of us. No, he's coaching at Pitt, dude, and they're playing against Pitt, and they're college kids, so they're rooting against the opponent.
In all
get over it.
In all
Jesus
seriousness,
Christ.
though, he literally said, "This guy knows how much money I paid recruits, so I don't want him mad at me. So I'm gonna make a scene here, so everyone knows."
Distributed. Yeah, he knows all the dark secrets. This guy has everybody fooled. I can't tell you enough.
If Jeff
couldn't have been more obvious.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Capel at some point does just show up missing, quote unquote, missing, when some sort of scandal begins to break. Because, like you said, last night I even called him a duffel bag boy.
He's one of us. He's one of us.
Duke will never get in trouble. If it would have happened, it would have happened already. It's never going to happen.
Well, they're exempt from the Freedom of Information Act because they're
private school.
That's craziness. So. We can't tell you how much we pay all these players.
I'm done. I can't stand that guy.
But the one year they were bad. The old,
No, my back
the old
hurts.
back
I need surgery.
hurt.
I'll see you
And
guys.
then they lost
see you
this
guys
year.
next year.
And they lost
I'll
this
see
year.
you guys next year.
Back hurt. He has a. His back for some reason hurts every time they lose.
He's one of us.
I couldn't believe that though.
Give
It
me a
was
break.
kind of like awkward to watch.
It was very.
Yeah,
very
that it was
awkward.
kind of cringy. So I will agree there.
Walking, storming across the
No
field.
one-
Like,
Well, not even that. No one yell at like 20-year-olds.
In a place like that,
Get
like
off
there's
my
literally what?
lawn.
A
Get
few
off my
thousand
lawn.
people
That's
there?
all.
Yes.
It's a few thousand people there.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I don't know. I think everything with
I
Krzyzewski
understand what you were
overplayed.
saying. Like being a coach, you like respect what he's trying to do.
Right.
But he's an asshole. That's just the bottom
Wait,
line.
what do you mean
It's
overplayed?
just,
Like everybody just loves to hate Duke, and every time he sneezes, he does something
When he
wrong.
goes out there and he tries to tell,
He is public enemy number one. Everybody just loves to
what do
hate
you
him.
mean?
Not on ESPN,
Like,
he's
dude,
not.
he
Not on
no,
ESPN.
Listen,
he's
listen.
not.
He when you go
Well,
out,
I
when you
agree.
go out there and try to tell other teams how to react when they win and this and that, like that's so
Yeah, like
that's
from
why I
Oregon.
don't like you
Yeah.
because you
Dude, do you think he's the only coach in college basketball that's done something like that? But because he's coaching
Yes.
Chelsea, it gets
yes
out.
he is.
No, stop.
I think
What
any
do
other
you
coach does the shit he does. Any other coach does the shit he does. They're barbecue.
Yes.
Any
If-
other
if
coach
I
in the
something
country-
I
like
don't think.
that
I think a lot of it is just
No, like that's not true at all.
Bill Self.
He's
Bill
getting
Self
away
runs
with it
over,
because
Bill
of that.
Self runs over and does that shit.
I don't know.
Bill
I
Self
just
will get
feel like
killed.
it's just a popular opinion to hate everything the guy does, and it's
But that's because he
Yeah,
brings it
well,
on
It
himself.
is hateable.
He does bring it upon
It's
himself.
hateable. He's hateable.
And he knows it. And like my biggest thing was when they do stuff like they always paint him out as this nice guy and he's this sweet old man, this and that. But if you really get down to it, he is a crazy person when he coaches. Like he goes nuts. They say
Yeah.
that he like just cusses off the handle, and like you always think that you've never heard him actually really cuss though. Like it's just the like I don't
Right.
know. I think it's crazy, and I've always been a big not a fan of Coach K. And I don't even have a reason not to. Like Matt has a reason
Same.
not to. He's a UNC fan, but
same.
I just think the arrogance of the whole thing is very, very annoying.
Yeah.
How many national championships have you won? 2 or 3?
No, he's got. Well, I think 4. I think he's got 5. 'Cause he
4 or
went back
5.
to back,
Yeah.
back to back in '92 or '91 and '92,
Well,
and then
Jaleel Okafor.
like '99 they won it, and then I think 2001 they won it. Then 2000, well, the year with Okafor, and Justice
Yeah, I just
Winslow,
said.
and Tyus Jones, they won it that year. So that's
Yeah,
5.
he's got 5. 91, 92, 01, 10, and
Is it your
15.
background?
Okay, yeah. 01, 10, 15, yeah. And 10 was a Shire year.
So is
What?
that your background or something? I didn't know.
No. It's called
I didn't know.
Wikipedia.
You seem to know that
Yeah.
really. I didn't know if you had like a Coach K like screensaver or something too.
No, I'm not even like a Duke fan, but I don't
What do
know.
you feel
I'm
sorry?
trying to go
You feel sorry for the man making like $10 million a year
Did I
to
ever
coach
say
basketball?
that?
Like
Did I ever say I feel
no,
sorry
but
for the
you're
guy?
like you're
No.
like, oh man, I feel so sorry for Coach K. He's getting people are mean
Never
to
once.
Coach K. Why are
You're
people
putting
being
words in
mean
my
to
mouth.
Coach K?
That is not what I said.
He's got plenty of defenders. He doesn't need.
I was gonna say he
No,
got.
I'm not a defender. I just think it's like the popular opinion not to like the guy.
Hey, I know you're a Tony Bennett guy. Let's stick with him. He's a much better guy. He's a much better human being.
Oh, I'll go to war. I'll strap up for Tony Bennett.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I would like that guy.
Okay.
All right, fellas.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm out. I'm tired.
Um.
Even though it's the morning on Friday.
You know why?
where it's
You know
at.
why I'm annoyed?
Not
'Cause
so
Or
tired.
possibly even.
I'm annoyed because Boomy's wearing that stupid ass Green Bay shirt. Like, why are you wearing that?
Because I know it gets under your skin. That's why.
Yeah, I'm
Don't take the bait, Zach. Just don't
just saying, you
take
just
the
wear
bait.
that ugly ass green. You didn't wear the Patrick Mahomes headband tonight.
Oh, it's because it's not a Patrick Mahomes headband. It's the lime
Matt
green headband.
literally said it looks yellow.
Yeah. It did
Wow.
look yellow.
You have
It
horrible
looked yellow, I
lighting
would
in
say
there.
that.
Must be.
Could be my eyes.
No, not
Dark
you.
lighting.
Not you. Boomy has horrible
No, I'm
lighting.
It's
saying I could be
also,
colorblind.
I have yellow walls in my office. I wonder if that has any effect on the lighting.
No.
That could.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
No, I think it's the light that's right above your head. Because I can see it gleaming off
Exactly.
your
There
forehead.
is no
Right.
light
There's like
above my head.
there's a light gleaming off your forehead right now. Yeah,
It's over there. It's
I'm
not
gonna say,
above my
but when
head.
you look at the thing, it, like you got lighting problems there, Boomy. Maybe that's why you look so ugly.
It's just rude and uncalled for.
I was waiting for that. But you can follow, as I was saying, you can follow me on Twitter at ZLilja, the main page at typical_Chicago, Instagram, Facebook, Typical Chicago Fans, YouTube, go on there, subscribe to the page, Typical Chicago Fans, Apple, where do you get your podcast from? Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, type of Typical Chicago Fans. Subscribe or follow on there. Leave us a review. Give us a rating. Let us know what you think. Thank you to our sponsor, The Muddy Otter. Go to themuddy.otter.com. This beautiful little mug right here was made by Hannah. If you want to get a product just like this, go to themuddy.otter.com. Instagram, Facebook is where you can hit them up on there, get all their updates for The Muddy Otter. Score Trader. We'll get more into this on Monday, but the app has been updated so you can kind of start looking at it. The politics side of it, it's a lot. It's very exciting. Go to their Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Look at they put up a bunch of information up today about it. We'll get more for the Monday show. Boomy maybe will be playing and ready to let you guys know what's going on there. But thank you to our sponsor, The Muddy Otter and Score Trader. This has been the TCF Morning Show, Thursday, January 31st. Super Bowl 54 edition. We love you all.
Peace.